Hei mok var det sång i lei, vakna dikko edelige drenge, de høyre nykken på havet skred, for de hev sovet i for lenge.
Hey everybody, it's me, your good buddy Thorwald. Today is going to be our second part of the medium infantry thing. We were going to go outside and film this, but the wind is literally blowing about 40-45 miles per hour. You wouldn't be able to hear me, stuff would get blown around. So we're going to do it inside the theater, or inside the studio here, and I think we can accomplish everything that we want to do. Plus we have a couple other items we want to take a look at and give a product review on. So with that said, let me get in my combat gear, okay? So here I am, outfitted in my Ordo Survey costume. Costume? Alright, costume. So anyway, so let's take a look at what I'm wearing, just to kind of go back over what we talked about. I've got my good boots, good ankle support. I've got my Epic Armory pants. These are just the basic black pants, tie cord, tie ankles. Good for fighting, because if you tear them up, you're only out a couple, $20 or so, 25, 30. So I've got a couple of pair of those that I want to take out to the field and fight in. I got my leg wraps, give me a little bit of comfort. I've got my Ragnar greaves, which provide good protection all the way to the knee. Underneath, my gambeson. And I've got my mail. Over that, I've got my Ordo Survey tunic in colors. Got my waist belt with my sword. I probably wear my other belt too with my dagger and water bottle and canteen. I don't have my sword on, and I want to talk about that. I've got my gorget, protect the neck. I got my pauldrons, protect the arms. I've got my bracers, protect the back of the arms. And this is the ones that have the back of the hand protection too. Gives you pretty good movement all the way around. This gives me pretty good armor protection. And to top it off, no pun intended, the Ordo's helmet. If I can get it on. When in place, I'm pretty heavily armored. So my only problem right at the moment is I got to redo the interior because I've gotten some of that taken out. But in order so we can understand what I'm saying, let's take this off for the moment and talk. So this is where I'm going to wear out on the battlefield. This is my plan. I can do this in a couple different ways. I can either wear this as a spearman or a shield wallman. And let's take a look at the shield. The shield and how to use the shield. I'm not going to wear the helmet. Because I'm taking the liner out of it now and replacing it with decent liner. So the shield we're talking about basically needs to cover you from about here down to your knees or so in a good shield. There's several different ones out there. The one I'm taking a look at is this particular one. This is Forgotten Realms, and it is basically your Roman scuttle. As you can see, it's going to protect me from here to down to the knees. And I get into the sword line as I'm moving forward. I can brace this on the ground and crouch down behind it and work pretty well. It's light, has a single carry, and you can move pretty good with it. And it's fairly functional. Now swords, we were talking about different ones. I've got my Ragnar sword, which is my normal sword that I use. This is Kalamazoo. And moving in the shield line, if we were Roman soldiers, we would be advancing about like this with the sword back so we could thrust into people. That's not really what we're doing for the Bicolline battles. You're protecting yourself, you're protecting your shields. You're going to be at a high guard or a cross guard. You're going to be up here, for the most part, protecting your head from blows that are coming in. And you're using your shield. So, that leaves a few things open. the hand is open. We could change this up and wear a plate glove, or we could wear a sword or use a sword that had a little bit of hand protection on it. And that is probably why, on the battlefield, for the game at least, I'm going to put away my favorite sword. And go with the rapier. The rapier has a little bit better hand protection, as you can see. Blows coming in are going to come off that guard. It's got a long blade, and I can reach out and touch somebody if I need to. But for the most part, I'm going to be fighting about like this, blocking stuff off as they come in. Okay? So, probably going to be my sword of choice. It's a pretty good reach, it's good in combat, and it fits in my sword belt. So, but that's not the only reason I want to use this sword. It does have the grip. It has a good, nice grip. It has nice hand protection on it. This counts. If they hit this all day long, it's going to block your hand. Okay? With the plate on the back, my arm, I'm going to be well protected if I'm fighting. So, this is probably the sword that I'm going to go with on the battlefield. It doesn't go with my Viking persona, but we're playing the game. We're fighting the fight. We're in the battle. We're fighting to win the game. We're not dressed up as a Viking in this. So think about that. Think about how to win the game, rather than, I don't know, looking your best. We look our best in town. This is how we fight. So the next thing I want to talk to you about a little bit is spear work. Okay. All right, for this next little piece, we're going to talk about being a swordsman. And I did put my helmet on just to kind of show you. Now, if I'm fighting in the spear ranks, I'm probably going to wear my visor down, but for talking to you, I want to leave it up so you can actually hear me and see me. So in the spear, I've got my 8-foot halberd rather than my spear, because it's just the 9-footer. There's really no way that you can get it up in here. But in the spear line, basically two thrusting positions, underhand and overhand. And this fighting outfit keeps you relatively protected as we fight. Now normally a sergeant or a corporal would have a halberd while the officer has a spontoon. But we're not even talking about that. But this is the Kalamazoo halberd head on a 7-foot band pole. It is pipe insulation foam down to here and then wrapped. I still got to finish the bottom. So this is a pretty decent weapon once I get it finished and painted up. I'll probably fly Ordo colors on it. This is a very wicked weapon. You got your spike on the back and the front, so you can use for thrusting, plus your axe blade. So it's pretty effective. As you can see, it's up there. It's a good sized weapon. So, and now I want to talk about a couple of products that we recently got here. And the first one I want to talk about is the Epic Armory. This is the hybrid. The hybrid elf or dwarven sword. It's really nice. Latex blade, hybrid. It is a long weapon. It's 41 inches long. So you can get out there and fight. It has no handguard on it, which is interesting, but you could fight it with a two-handed grip if you needed to. I really like it. I will probably use it at some point. I don't think I'll bring it. I might even bring it up to Bicolline. I got to make a sheath for it. But I probably won't use it on the battlefield for a couple of reasons. One, there's no handguard. And two, it is a long weapon. So it's just not effective in the shield wall. You need something a little smaller, and although the rapier is pretty long too. And last, I want to talk about the Kalamazoo double-headed axe. This is their Thorwald axe. I probably didn't need it, but it just looks cool. It is a two-handed weapon. It is big and tall. Now, it is also fairly top heavy, like you would expect. And you would definitely have to wield this with two hands. Yeah, I suppose you could wield it with one, but I mean, even the rules that we have in LARP on the Borderlands, this is a two-handed weapon. It would be pretty heavy, but very intimidating. And I'll probably bring this to Bicolline just because I want to carry something massive and annoying. So we'll see how that works. All right. Last couple things that I want to talk about is different types of arm guards. And I'm going to take off my favorite stuff and show you this next piece. Now these go with the leg guards, and I can see one of the straps have already come loose on the one. I only partially tightened them. I didn't tighten them all the way down. So, but these tighten with two straps, and hopefully they stay strapped together. We have to test them out on the field to see how well they do. Because if they don't stick together, they're not much use. Next piece is the Ragnar handguards. Oh, I had my short tunic on, and I did replace it with long sleeves. For the fight at Bicolline, I'll probably just wear my canvas, and I probably won't even wear a shirt underneath it. It's supposed to be, fairly warm during August, so we don't need it. So the Ragnar handguards strap on just like the leg guards. Got nice buckles. Yeah, but they don't provide the hand protection. They do provide lower arm protection, which is pretty nice. And it goes in character. So, this is the ultimate if for some reason my other ones don't work or get broken. Well, if I can get them strapped. And then last, what I want to talk about, well, let's take a look at these first. It provides protection all the way down. You've only got open elbows and then your hands. For the hands, I got something else. These are Epic Armory half clam gauntlets. It's got a suede glove on the inside, riveted fingers, and plate half clam gauntlets. This really goes with my heavy armor, but if I needed to wear these out on the field for hand protection in the shield wall or the spear line, these would be pretty effective. Probably a little warm, but they would work. Very, very nice. A little expensive, but very nice. And now they come in red too, so that's pretty nice. So, anyway, that's about it for the medium infantry. The next series of videos that we plan on doing are going to be for the heavy infantry. Well, we'll go step by step on Manuel's costume over there. Some of it is part of my medium kit. My gorget, my pulserins, the arm guards, and possibly my gauntlets. But I think that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great day. And we'll see you soon, okay? Bye.
Vakna di